So I used to have your job.
I'm Tara Hitchcock. I'm based in Arizona. I work with Harkins Theaters, one of the largest independently and family-owned theater chains in the country. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take a seat.
This is a joy bomb, another joy bomb. This film, to steal your line from the first, and because it's so much about fashion, what is currently in your closet that is bringing you a ton of joy?
Sweatpants. We had just come off of quite a global tour. And my pajamas and my sweats are the dearest items of clothing I own right now.
Love it.
Obviously, then I come here and I dust it off and all that. but when I have choice in the matter, it's an elastic waistband.
I'm not in the closet. I'm in the suitcase, and my suitcase is filled with stinky clothes.
I know.
Stinky clothes. Everything
I don't believe
is just
it.
filthy. Oh my god.
I don't believe you even have anything that stinks.
I was counting underwear this morning. I got 3 more days. I'm having it somewhere.
We're learning a lot about Meryl Streep right now. But there must be something bringing you joy, like pure joy. Is there something in your closet that just really brings you joy?
Yeah, right now, they gave me a duster. Michaela Erlinger, who's my stylist, gave me, she says, you're coming in and out of the car and the photographers are photographing you. Maybe you don't want to be in your jumpsuit, So I have this Dries Van Noten, black with green polka dots.
Oh,
very much
the one
like
you're
this.
talking about. I love that one.
Love that.
so it's bringing her joy as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
Miranda Priestley's the editor-in-chief of Runway.
You talked about the first one that you were so in awe of Meryl that you weren't really able to experience working with her, that experience of things. This one, no issues experiencing what it's like to work with her now. It must have been different.
It was different because you were more yourself in this one.
Yeah, and you were a grown-up.
Yes,
And that's different.
Yeah.
So
And I just appreciate, nobody wants to be treated like a monument. I was very excited to get to, hang out with.
I don't mind being treated as respect is very nice. But,
Sure.
It was different because it's 20 years. It's been 20 years. And it was really fun to do that first scene where we encountered each other again.
I couldn't stop laughing.
Sorry. Who is this? Do you know her?
Well, and there's a whole thing. Does she recognize that? Does she remember her or not? It's up to kind of to interpretation. I'm convinced she does. That's just me, though. That's just me.
You are here to help us through our current scandal.
There are so many celeb cameos in here. I don't want to give anything away, but at one point, you've got to call in a favor to a friend. And I'm curious, what's the biggest favor you've ever asked a celeb pal to do for you?
Oh. Well, I have had a number of tributes to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always just so thrilling to get a call and say, we want to pay tribute to you. And I go, oh. And then they say, and who would you like to give the tribute to? And then you think, oh God, I have to ask a friend to do this thing. And then I know them. I'm an old big. So that's one where my heart goes into my feet. Yeah.
Something tells me your friends have no issues doing that for you, though.
I think everybody's tripping over themselves.
No, I think they're a little sick.
Well, because they want to treat you like the monument you are.
Hi. We weren't properly introduced yesterday. I'm Andy Sachs.
Charlie.
It's one thing for us to rewatch the original, which I know all of us are doing or have done, to rewatch the original as someone who's now going to be in the sequel. What was that like for each of you?
Really special. We have all talked about how neat it was and cool it was to rewatch and be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be in this world. But I think the nicest thing was showing up and getting to work with all the new cast and the original cast and just getting to collaborate on it together and figure out what it's gonna be and this new thing that people are gonna watch. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it was out of body experience. It's so exciting. Just the coolest
It's a beloved movie for so long. It's been in the cultural zeitgeist for as long as I can remember. So to get to watch it and know that I could potentially be walking inside of that building, or the Magic Movie building, that kind of thing. It was so special and exciting to imagine myself in there. You don't want me.
I didn't say that.
If you don't want me, you can interview someone else. That's totally fine.
There's so much joy surrounding these films, and because it's all about fashion, I'm curious for each of you, what is currently in your closet, fashion-wise, that brings you a ton of joy?
Okay.
And it can be more than one thing, as it sounds like it might be.
I got 2 pairs of new jeans, one in lilac and one in turquoise blue on Saturday, and the feeling of happiness I got when I bought them, and I bought like this new like chain necklace, but the feeling of happiness, but the next day when I woke up in the morning being like, no, I'm gonna wear
I always
the best.
immediately
Yeah.
wear whatever I buy.
Yeah. I'm feeling like $1 million too. I'm wearing custom body to the premiere, and that's very exciting for me. I'm not a big fashion guy in my regular life, but that was one that I was like, I gotta do it.
Booty
can't
is so
wait.
funky.
It's fun.
Oh, can't wait.
Yeah, we don't see each other. I don't want to be at the premiere.
How about you?
Oh, I have this pair of Unif boots that I've just been enjoying, like stomping around New York City with.
love a
And
boot,
I love
yeah.
a boot, and especially a chunky boot because I'm a bit shorter. So to get, like walk a little taller, literally and figuratively.
It changes. It does. It changes the
your
aura
posture.
and your posture and
Yes.
everything.
This is you. Who gives away Chanel?
Anne on the first one talked about how she was so in awe of Meryl that it kind of kept her from really being able to experience working with Meryl.
Yeah.
I'm curious, did any of you have that problem, or did you make a conscious effort? I know this is Meryl Streep, but I'm going to experience what this is like.
So, yes, I would say most of the time I was just so in awe, and I then really tried hard to like just experience it and not be a weirdo. So Meryl loves dogs and I love dogs, so that was
was
my
your
way
end.
to just talk about dogs
Yep.
and just try and be present and just experience it rather than feel so, starstruck. It goes without saying, Meryl is so kind and just so normal and just so, am I allowed to say that? she's so kind.
Yeah. And thank goodness, like I feel like you can hold the two truths at the same time of revering her body of work and respecting her artistry and looking up to her, and also experience that she's a human being as well, and that we're all human beings in this space making this piece together and trying to do right by the fans and do right by the story. And yeah, like those two things don't have to be in conflict with each other.
No. That wasn't a question.
If you had had the budget on the first one that you had on this one, is there a scene you would have loved to reshoot?
No, but I
No.
think we would have shot more fashion. More. Would you say?
I don't know.
No?
Wouldn't change anything. about
Wouldn't
the
change
first one.
anything.
It is a pretty flawless film.
I don't know if they flawless, but it was the movie that we set out to make.
Gabriella Hearst. Dolce, Tiffany, Fendi, Bulgari.
Honestly, like you never have enough budget
Yes,
for any
that's
movie.
true.
So
No movie or television show ever made has been like, you know what? We're good.
It's interesting. Everybody's rewatching it. I, of course, went back to rewatch it. When you all go back to rewatch it, when you're now working on another one, is that a different experience?
Well, we went to see it. We all hadn't seen it in a long time. And the day that we went to see Meryl and talk to her about our ideas for a sequel, it just so happened that she was going to a screening, a benefit screening for the theater that Lin-Manuel Miranda supports. And she said, I'm going to this screening. Do you guys want to come to the screening and do the Q&A? So we went uptown and watched it with Meryl.
with 3,000 people, it's a movie palace, and it was like we were the Beatles at Shea Stadium. I mean, it was really Meryl, of course.
Yes.
With, John Paul and Ringo.
Right, but I hadn't seen it with an audience in that so many years.
And Meryl had not seen the movie in 18 years.
Yeah.
I would have cried. I would have been there sobbing.
It was stunning.
Yeah.
And
watching
inspiring.
people say the lines.
And it was inspiring. I mean, it
Yes,
made
it
you
was
feel like,
inspiring.
okay, if we have a fighting chance here to make something that, again, that people will connect with.
Well, and so timely, and I can't tell you how many times recently I have talked to people about the fact I'm so grateful I didn't grow up in the age of social media and Instagram where everything is about validation. Like how many likes did I get? And there's a whole discussion here about validation. And even Stanley's character says, the girl that needs validation, you got the job, you earned it, now do it. I'm curious for each of you, when did your need for validation go away? Or has it?
Sorry, I'll let you know. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. We'll send you a text
Okay,
when that
is it-
happens. It's no time soon.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, we just, literally, David just pressed send on the movie and people are just starting to see it for the first time. And we're really just so dying to know how it's going to be received. And I don't, that the essence of creating things, as you know, is hoping for the best and not ever being able to anticipate how people are going to feel. And so that's the joy and also the terror always of having things and presenting them to people.
So your need for validation continues.
Oh my God, I'm just desperate.
Can I tell you, it's really, really great. Not that you care about my opinion.
Thank you, I do.
But,
yeah.
The biggest change, I know everyone's talking about 20-year difference. Who has changed the most?
Which character has changed
the
most?
As a person. As a person.
I would as a person.
As a person.
Yeah.
Oh. I would say Annie's grown up the most.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was really young when we met. She was 22.
Are we talking about the actor or the character?
Yeah.
The actor. Yeah.
No, she said the person.
The person. Yeah.
The actor.
Yeah.
Yes. Annie Hathaway.
Yeah.
And she would acknowledge this, I think.
Yeah.
She looks back at herself then, and it's just, even, she's reoriented her priorities. I mean, she's, now she and Emily both are, happily married with wonderful kids. And marriage and family just completely alters your priorities, and it changes what's important to you.
I mean, she's really, it's funny, I have a maternal feeling towards them, even though they're not much younger than me. And just to see them mature into these two amazing moms and movie stars, and, they were babies.
Yeah, we're all so thrilled. You know what's funny is you've changed. You're much more confident. Kept those eyebrows though, didn't you?